Hello and welcome back. Let's talk about the operators and operands in Python programming. Operators are tokens or symbols that perform operations on one or more operands. Whereas operands can be variables, values, or expressions. The combination of an operator and its operands forms an expression, and the result is a new value. There are different types of operators, which play different roles in manipulating and evaluating values in a program. In the previous video, we discussed the operations that you can perform on numerical values using addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and more like exponentiation, floor division, modulus. And these symbols which we used there are called the arithmetic operators. An example is adding 20 plus 2, that results in 22. Another is the assignment operator. It's the equals sign, and it is used to assign a value to a variable. The variable on the left gets the value of the expression on the right. Likewise, first we assign 2 to a, so on printing a, we get the result as 2. Next are the in-place operators, which are also known as the shortcut operators, which include the following such as add and assign, subtract and assign, multiply and assign, and so on. These allow us to write our codes more concisely. Considering an example where we first assign the values 4 and 6 to the variables a and b. Then, we use the add and assign operator to update the value of b, which will result in 10. Consider another example where we further use multiply and assign to update the value of a by multiplying the value of b to a. So b is 10, which when multiplied to 4 will result in 40. Another one is the unary operator, which operate on single operands. Using this, a positive number becomes negative, while a negative number becomes positive. Consider this example where a is 100. And when unary minus operator is used, the a becomes negative since b is positive. Next are the comparison operators, also called relational operators such as equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to, which are used to compare the values and outputs the Boolean data. For example, comparing 3 to 2 will result in false. However, if we use not equal to operator for the same values, it will return to be true. Now we have the logical operators, which are used to perform operations on Boolean values. There are three main logical operators, and, or, and not. Let's take an example to understand this. The AND operator returns true if both operands are true, otherwise it returns false. OR returns true if at least one operand is true, otherwise it returns false. While NOT returns the opposite of the operand's truth value. If the operand is true, it returns false. If the operand is false, it returns true. The logical operators are often used to combine and manipulate conditions in control statements, such as if statements and loops, which we will be discussing later. Then, we have the membership operators. These are used to test whether a value is a member of a sequence or not. The two main membership operators are in and not in. In returns true if a value exists in the specified sequence and false otherwise. For example, if we see whether ma in present in the string mango, so it will return true. not in returns true if a value does not exist in the specified sequence and false if it exists. Consider checking whether 9 is not in this list of numbers, and in this case, it will return false, since 9 is present in the list. Consider another example, where we take a list of candidates who passed an exam, then we ask for the user to input their name using the built-in input function. Now, we will apply a condition that, if the name is present in the list, then it will return congratulations, you passed. While if the name is not present in the list, it will return better luck next time. So on running this code cell, we first need to enter a name, say, Boni. Now since this name is not in the list, so it will return better luck next time. Here we understood that these operators are commonly used when you want to check whether an element is present in a list, tuple, string, or any other iterable object. Another type of operators that we have are bitwise operators, which are used to perform operations at the binary level. These operators work with individual bits of integers. And to perform the bitwise operations, this truth table is used. Consider two variables, x equal to 5, whose binary representation is 101, and y equal to 3, whose binary representation is 011. Then, on using binary and operator, it will return 1. Since 101 and 011 will be 001. If you ask how, look at this truth table. Here, 1 and 0 is 0, 0 and 1 is 0, and at last, 1 and 1 is 1. Therefore, the result will be 001. Generally, the bitwise operators are often used in low-level programming, optimization, and working with device drivers or hardware-level operations. They may not be as commonly used in everyday Python programming. However, now we know how it works, and similarly we can use other bitwise operators as well. Note that the shift operators are used to shift the position a binary number left or right, thereby changing its value. That's all for now. Do consider liking, subscribing, and sharing this video if you found the video enriching. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.